Okay, so this week we learned about some pretty useful tips, and I want to go through them with you so that way you can learn them and use them in real life. First thing we're going to do is ping google.com. That's going to print out the output to the screen as well as the errors. Now, if I want to take that output, I can use the greater than symbol and send it into a file. Now if I cat that file, I can see the output of that command. Now if instead I wanted to append, I put a second greater than symbol, and I'm going to change this to BYUI. And now when I look at the file, I can see both BYUI and google.com. So both of those things happen. Now let's say there's a situation where I don't want to be able to look at the errors, or I only want to look at the errors. I'm going to make up a fake domain name, and we get that error there. So if I take the output of that command and send it to a file, it clears that out, and it only prints the error on the screen. Now if the opposite were true and I only wanted to see the errors, I could put a 2 there, and now when I cat file, it'll print off the error from that file. So I can think of a situation where if I had a scheduled task, maybe I only want to see the errors. So I'm going to ping this site again, and I'm going to take all of the output and send it into dev null, which is a place where everything gets dumped and never comes back out. Now if I take 2 and greater and sign, then I can take that output from the error and send it to a file that I want. I can send that to the file, but if I also wanted to append it, I could put 2 there and run this a few times, and it shows up. Okay, second thing. One of the things I like to do in my job interviews is to be able to ask people to be able to accomplish this task. I have a command called nsrjb, and what I did is I took the output of that command and provided it here in this text file. Now what will happen sometimes is you'll get a tape that won't be read by the tape library anymore, and the only way to fix it is to take it out and put it back in. The easiest way to do that is to be able to look at this command and run a script against it. So whenever I see a hyphen asterisk, I know that that tape needs to be taken in and out. And this first column here is the slot number. And I have a command called tape out, tape in that I can give a slot number, and it will take that tape out and put it back automatically. So let's see if we can find all the spots that have that asterisk in there. grep hyphen asterisk nsrjb.txt. Okay, I get an error on that, so I say, maybe I should have put that in quotes. Still didn't work. I'm going to try escaping characters, and this is actually how I do things in real life. That's the output that I actually wanted. Now this week you learned about a command called awk, and that'll allow you to split the text based on something. If I use the capital F flag, that gives you a custom field separator, and I want to split on this colon right here. So if I do print $1, that prints everything before the colon, and if I change that to print $2, it's everything afterward. I want the stuff before because that contains the line numbers. Okay, the other thing that you learned about this week is the while loop. They used it more as a for loop in the example, but this is the more useful case, is to read in files, to read in output from other commands. So you do while read n is the variable that you're going to use, and you say what you're going to do echo, the command is tape in, or tape out, tape in, $n, so that'll put the n as it goes through the loop on that line, and then we're done. So now it runs that, or at least displays that command because I told it to echo. If I wanted to run this for real, I would delete the echo. This is always a good idea to do this so you can test your output, because once it runs, you can't take it back. This allows you to make sure that you're running the commands that you think you are. So this is taking the tape out and putting it back in, and we're good to go. That saved me a lot of time, especially when I had 100 of those tapes to do. It would have taken over an hour to do it manually, because instead of taking 1 second to do this process, it would take 30 seconds. This sped up a lot of time because it allowed me to do something else.